despite the ceasefire's major flaws, it is receiving widespread praise here in the US across the political spectrum, including from Bill Clinton, your old boss, and your most recent old boss, former President Joe Biden, who seemed to try and take credit for the deal as he wrote about his administration's efforts on Twitter and commended Trump for getting the ceasefire, quote, over the finish line. Wouldn't a period of silence be better from Joe Biden right now? He failed miserably to get a deal like this done, and he had nearly a year and a half to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think on this issue, silence would have been the wiser course of action. I do hear people from the Biden administration saying it's our plan, and they're glad that President Trump managed to, as you say, as President Clinton or Biden said, get it past over the finish line. But it does raise the question why they were not able to, and they had 2 years to do it. They didn't use the leverage they had. I think it's a question that they're going to have to at some point come to terms with, because it's going to be. It's not going to be forgotten, certainly by the people in Gaza, but it's not going to be forgotten by many Americans either, who saw an administration that said that it was working tirelessly for ceasefire and kept providing the weapons that ensured that the fire would never cease.
Well said. Veteran Israeli back-channel negotiator Gershon Baskin, who was involved in a lot of the discussions over this deal, has come out and claimed that Hamas had agreed to a very similar ceasefire deal last year, September 2024, 2 months before the election. But the Biden and his top Mideast advisor, Brett McGurk, refused to seriously consider it. You served in the Biden administration as special envoy to Iran for 2 years, up until 2023. You left the administration before October the 7th. But you know these people, Biden, McGurk, Blinken. Why did they turn down multiple opportunities to pressure Israel into doing a deal that wouldn't have just saved lives in Gaza, but would have been good for them politically at home? How much Palestinian blood is on their hands because they dragged this genocide out when we now know this deal was on the table? It just required American political pressure.
You know, I don't have a good answer to that. I mean, beyond looking at individual personalities, I do think there was sort of an approach to this, which is an approach that has been kind of, conventional for many, many decades in U.S. politics, that you side with Israel. I think the instinct is that if you side with Israel, you don't pay a political price. If you don't side with Israel, you automatically pay a political price. As you suggest, may have been the first time when that equation didn't really work. I'm not sure that the Biden team was fully aware of that. But I think there's sort of the old habits. The strategic alliance with Israel is critical, and it's been viewed as critical from one administration to another.